श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारंभं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। श्रीमात्रे नमः। तो हम लोग चालू करते हैं। नाउ वी हैव सीन उनके आंखों का डिस्क्रिप्शन, राइट? शी हैज आचार्य हैज डिस्क्राइब्ड द आईज ऑफ देवी. He continues in the same way in the next shloka. So in the next shloka he says, कवीनां सन्दर्भस्तबकमकरन्दैकरसिकम् कवीनां सन्दर्भस्तबकमकरन्दैकरसिकम् कटाक्षाव्याक्षेप कटाक्षव्याक्षेप भ्रमरकलभौ कर्णयुगलम् कटाक्षव्याक्षेप भ्रमरकलभौ कर्णयुगलम् कवीनां सन्दर्भस्तबकमकरन्दैकरसिकम् कटाक्षव्याक्षेप भ्रमरकलभौ कर्णयुगलम् अमुञ्चतौ दृष्ट्वा तव नवरसस्वादतरलौ अमुञ्चतौ दृष्ट्वा तव नवरसस्वादतरलौ असूया संसर्गादिकल् असूया संसर्गादलिकन असूया संसर्गादलिकनयनं किञ्चिदरुणम् असूया असूया संसर्गाद कभी कभी ना ऐसा असूया संसर्गादलिकनयनम किंचिदरुणम तोड़ के करने में प्रॉब्लम होता है। तो अमंचतौ दृष्ट्वा तव नवरसस्वादतरलौ असूया संसर्गदलिकनयनं किञ्चिदरुणं कवीनां सन्दर्भस्तवकमकरन्दैकरसिकं घटाक्षव्याक्षेपभ्रमरकलभौ कर्णयुगलम् अमुञ्चतौ दृष्ट्वा तव नवरसस्वादतरलौ असूया संसर्गदलिकनयनं किञ्चिदरुणम्. So, what is he saying? Let us see word by word. Kavinam. Kavinam ka matlab people who are poets. Poets here does not mean people who are writing poetry. People who are creative. People who are in. And where does creativity come from? Creativity comes from her. So people who are attached to her, they have creativity in her, and they are now saying Sandarbha Stabaka Makarandeika Rasikam. Sandarbha, they are eating the honey dripping from a bunch of flowers. तो उस जो जो एक बंच ऑफ फ्लावर्स है उसके हाथ में से जो शहद टपक रहा है वो उन लोग उसका ग्रहण कर रहे हैं. नाउ वेयर एल्स डू वी सी अ बंच ऑफ फ्लावर्स? In her hands, remember?
Yes.
In her hands, she has the 5 flowers of Kamadev's arrows. So even from there, the rasa is coming, right? So here, that is not a direct direct allusion, but an indirect allusion. Kataksha vyakshepa भ्रमर कलभौ. तो कटाक्ष का मतलब होता है साइड वाइज ग्लांस. कटाक्ष एक छोटा सा ऐसे देख रहा हूं यहां ऐसे करके देख लिया. That kataksha. Now the eyes, when seeing on the side, the eyeballs will move to the side, right? The eyeballs will move to the side. Now her eyes are very long, almost touching to the ears. So when the eyeballs move to the ears, they appear like a brahmara. डार्क ब्लू होता है, भ्रमर डार्क ब्लू होता है, उसके आईज को पहले भी हम लोगों ने डिस्क्राइब किया है, डार्क ब्लू आईज. सो द डार्क ब्लू आईज गो राइट अप टू द एंड ऑफ द आईज एंड दे अपीयर लाइक द भ्रमरा, राइट. कर्ण युगलम, तब एक बार इस तरफ एक बार इस तरफ, कान, दोनों कान के पास में जब ब्लैक आईज, डार्क ब्लू आईज, दे अपीयर ओवर देयर, दे लुक लाइक दे आर टू भ्रमरास, टू बम्बलबीज. Amunchatau, without muncha means to getting freed, getting detached. Amunchatau, without getting detached. Drishtva tava, your looks. Navarasa aswad taralau, enjoying the 9 types of expressive emotions. What are the 9 types of expressive emotions? Do you remember, anybody? Navarasa क्या क्या है?
हास्य, विनोद, वात्सल्य.
नहीं, वो तो भक्ति के 9 प्रकार के भक्ति बोल रहे हैं. रस, 9 types of rasa. क्रोध, रौद्र, राइट. क्रोध, रौद्र, और फिर और एक विभित्सा. विभित्सा, ये है 3, जिसको हम लोग बोल सकते हैं दे आर तामसिक रसा. देन देर इज the adbhuta, raga, ये सब जो है, there are 3 types of rajasic rasa, and then there is the shanta rasa, the sneha rasa. There are 3 types of sattvic rasa. Together there are 9 rasas. So especially if you go to Raudra is in the tamasic, no, anger. So so when you look at these 9 rasas, why are they important? And why is he referring to them? Why is he referring to them? So the 9 rasas are like this. Tamasic जो है, विभत्सा, उसका मतलब होता है disgust, aversion, right? Then we have bhaya, fear, and then there is raudra, anger. These are the tamasic. Then there is the rajasic rasas. The rajasic rasa, hasya, वीर, एंड अद्भुत. अद्भुत का मतलब होता है वंडर, अमेजमेंट, आई एम सरप्राइज्ड. तो ये है राजसिक, इसके अंदर में एक्टिविटी है, हास्य के अंदर में, वीर के अंदर में, अद्भुत के अंदर में. एंड देन देयर इज द 3 सात्विक रसस. इंस्टेड ऑफ श्रृंगारा आई एम जस्ट चेंजिंग इट टू स्नेह, बट वी कैन आल्सो से श्रृंगारा, लव, अट्रैक्टिवनेस, राइट, करुणा, एंड लास्टली शांत, in which everything subsides. So all these rasas, why are they important? Why are the rasas important? Why are they bringing up here? Look at the first word. The first word that has been used is called kavi. So how does the kavi express his creativity to you? Through the 9 rasas. So the 9 rasas now become important because they are the ones, they are enjoying the 9 types of expressive emotions. Now see the beauty. Says asuya samsargad alika nayanam, right? He says asuya का मतलब होता है jealousy, right? We have seen the word earlier, anasuya का मतलब होता है she who is never jealous, right? asuya का मतलब होता है jealous. Who is getting jealous? He is saying asuya samsargad alika nayanam, third eye. Alika is the third eye. So the third eye in the middle is getting jealous. Why is it getting jealous? Because it is kinchit arunam. It is becoming slightly red in color. It is becoming slightly red in color. Now, why is the third eye getting jealous? Because the 2 eyes are able to go up to the ears and are enjoying the expressions of praise and beauty that are being showered on her by the kavi. So when the kavis are singing praises, where is the praise coming from? Where is the creativity coming from? Coming from her only, right? In Lalita Sahasranam, when we looked at Lalita Upakhyanam, what does she say? She calls the Vagdevis, right? And she says, Vagdevis, you tell me about me. You sing the praises of me, right? When we say Lalita Sahasranam, who is the Rishi? Rishi is Vagdevata Rishi, right? We say Vagdevata Rishi. So why is the Vagdevata Rishi? Because they created it. They out of the creativity. Where did the Vagdevatas come from? From Devi herself. They are manifestation of the Devi. Which manifestation? The creative aspect of Devi. That is Vak. Vak is used for creation. Vak is the creative spirit. Saraswati, she is the creative spirit. Correct? When we look at the Durga, Lakshmi, Saraswati in the coming Navaratri, we will look at them. So in that time, when we see Saraswati, she is the creative spirit. The stabilizing spirit is Lakshmi. The changing spirit, the cause of change is Kali, Durga, Parvati, whatever you want to call her. So this comprises. So now, right now, what is Acharya talking about? He's talking about the creative spirit, Kavi Nam. And where is she getting this? Her eyes are going to the ears. Look at the poetry of this. The eyes are going to the ears, appearing like the Brahmara, going to the ears, listening to the praise that is coming there and coming back, going to the other ear, listening to the praise and coming back. And what is the third eye doing? The third eye is open, slightly red in color. Oh, it is getting jealous. It is saying, "Arey, tum log dono ko sunne ko aa raha hai, tum सीधे खड़े हो जाओ, टेढ़े क्यों हो? हम देवी हैं, सीधे खड़े हो जाओ." So, kinchit arunam. Now, beautiful description. Devi's third eye. Now, if you look at the Lalita Sahasranama, then her three eyes are not in the Dhyana slokas. We are not talking of her three eyes. And whenever you look at her photos also, we are always seeing her to be having two eyes only. So what is this third eye? The third eye is a hidden third eye. It is a hidden third eye, right? Unlike in Shiva, where the Shiva's third eye is always there but closed. Her hidden third eye is always open. It is the eye of Karuna. It is the eye of Karuna. Her eye is always open. Unlike Shiva, Shiva's eye is closed. Shiva, if he opens his eyes, it is a big problem. Shiva's third eye should not open. Her third eye should never close. So the two eyes are doing the work of keeping the third eye open. When they are listening to the praise, what are they doing? They are making the third eye jealous. So what is the third eye doing? It is becoming active. It is kinchit arunam. It is becoming slightly red, which means it is open. I can see it. And what happens when the third eye is open? Grace is flowing. Now, see, this is the transaction. I am praising you just because you are you. I am not praising you because I want something. I am not praising you because, oh mother, I have this illness, I have that money that I require. There's nothing. I am just praising you because you are you. And because you are you, I praise you. You shower back automatically, not even because it is your nature. You can't resist it. Your physical being itself forces you to give me karuna. Because your two eyes make the third eye jealous and the third eye opens and it keeps showering the grace. Continuous grace. So all we need to do is be in her presence and say, "Oh mother, you are so beautiful. Oh mother, you are so all-pervasive. Oh mother, you are so terrible." Even that is good. In her most terrible forms, so-called terrible forms, just close your eyes and imagine this terrible form of Mahakali, tongue blowing out up to the chest. Her tongue is there. She is dripping blood. She has Mundamala covering her. Her hair is fully open, unbound. In her forehand, she is holding the khadaga, the sword of discrimination. She is holding the head of ego. But in other two hands, she has Abhaya and Varada. She stands on supreme consciousness. Shiva is lying beneath her and she stands on him. What is it? Where is the terror in this? There is no need to be afraid. She is the mother. And if we need to be punished, it is she who will punish. It is her right. When I was growing up, after I have grown up, and when Siddesh used to talk with my mother used to say, "You are very lucky. Your parents don't beat you up. I have had to break many belans on your father's back. And that is true. बहुत बेलन टूटे हैं. Actually तोड़े हैं. They would break on my back. Right? But when she was beating me, what would I cry? Mummy, mummy, mummy. Right? Because you know that even if there is a punishment, it is not you who are being punished. It is your action that was being possibly condemned. The love is unconditional. And if my physical mother's love is unconditional, just imagine what is the unconditionality of the love of the universal mother, who is the mother of everything that you can see and think and feel of. Hence, he says, Kavinam sandarbhastabakam karandei karasikam kataksha vyakshepa bhramarakalhalabhau karna yugalam amunchato drishtva tavanavaras swadat taralau asuyam samsarga dalitanayanam kinchidarunam. We have seen her as Trinayana. We have seen her as Trinayana. Where in Lalita Sahasranam? We have seen that, right? We have seen that she is Trinayana. We have also seen that she is Shat-chakra Nivasini. And in that Shat-chakra, the Trinayana, the third Nayana, when it is open and when Karuna comes from her, she is also in Lalita Sahasranam. We see Karunamayi, right? We see the name, she is full of Karuna. Karuna Rasasagara, etc., etc. We see those names. But what is the effect of that Karuna? What happens? When you receive the Karuna, if you are open enough to receive the Karuna, her Karuna is unconditional. It doesn't matter who you are, what you are. It is like the rays of the sun. It doesn't matter. Whether the person is a murderer, whether the person is a thief, whether the person is a sadhu, whether he is Gurudev himself, the sun will shine on all of them equally. Similarly, the grace of Devi shines on everybody, flows incessantly, unconditionally. We have to be open to receive it. Now, what happens when we receive that grace? क्या होता? बताइए.
Bliss.
Bliss, she cannot give because you are bliss. You are Ananda. How can she give you Ananda? How can I give sweetness to sugar? I cannot give sweetness to sugar. You are already Ananda. She cannot give you Ananda. So what can she do? That Karuna removes the Ajnanam.
Removes the ignorance.
Yes. It removes the ignorance. And the moment that ignorance is removed, you go into that bliss. And then you see her as Brahmayi, Anandamayi, Trigunatita, Brahman. That is when you see her that way. This, look at her beautiful description. हम लोगों ने उसके बाल से शुरू किया, कपाल देखा, अब आँख देख रहे हैं. धीरे धीरे we will go. But we will stay a lot on the eyes because her Karuna comes from two places. One, if you can look at her face and see the Karuna, or you catch her feet, because from there also Karuna is constantly flowing. So in all the bhakti descriptions of great poets, you will find that there are a lot of descriptions of the feet of Devi and her eyes. So again, so therefore she is Agnya Chakra. This third eye itself is Agnya Chakra. The person who is, when you worship her internally, and she does not require any external worship. The entire process of Sri Vidya was internalized in a methodology called Samayachara. So in the Samayachara, and we have seen, isn't it? She Samayachara Tatpara. So she accepts Samayachara. You don't have to have flowers. You don't have to have a Meru in front. Yes, our minds are weak. So if you sit in meditation and you are looking at the Sri Chakra and you are saying Bhupura, there are three three squares, and then around the squares there are three circles, and then there is the coffee, and then after that there are some 16 petal lotus. Okay, and are you making dosa with the coffee? And then under that there is the 8 petal lotus. Do you have mulga podi or do you have chutney? That is what happens in our mind. So we need a physical thing. That physical thing is what we associate with. And from that, so even in the Prana Pratishtha, when we do the Prana Pratishtha, what is the Prana Pratishtha mantra? The Prana Pratishtha mantra ends with the line, Soham Bhavena Pujayet. Soham Bhavena Pujayet. मैं इसकी पूजा, I am that कि भाव से मैं पूजा कर रहा हूं. प्राण कहां से उसमें आता है? There is no extra prana floating around that you pull inside and put it inside that particular idol, meru, kalash, or whatever you are going to worship. That prana comes from you. Right? Which is why traditionally they use the darbha and they touch the darbha and they use the darbha too while you are chanting, because you cannot physically touch, it is outside your reach. You use that to touch, and the darbha is a very conducting material for energy. So you use that and it transfers the prana. That is how the prana pratishtha is done. Prana pratishtha is a simple process. It just says, my prana, my energy is over here. Since I cannot worship it inside, I take it outside, I put it outside, and I worship it. When we worship Devi, the worship of Devi has multiple components. So the first component at the grossest form is called the Murti or the picture, right? Chitrapata or the Vigraha, which has a beautiful description. You can use that to focus your mind. Then there is the mantra. The mantra is the connecting energy. To join the mantra with the yantra being the idol or the physical part with which I am going to do the worship, you need a process. That process is called tantra. Tantra is not some esoteric weird knowledge that it's been badmouthed very badly. There's nothing to do with it. Yantra, mantra, tantra. That's all that is. So the entire process of worship, whether you use the Vedas, whether you use some Agama, it is actually nothing but Tantra, which is joining the mantra that you use through a process to the Devi. So when you are doing the process, you invite her, you invoke her, but while you are invoking her, remember that actually you are supposed to be thinking about invoking her in the body itself. He is supposed to be in the body itself. And therefore, this whole process of reading the Devi Mahatmyam, reading Soundarya Lahari, all of this is a process. It is a tantra. And through this, we connect. Through this, we connect. And that is why it is important to know the meaning of each. A lot of people, I mean, in our Devi Puja, there are people who come, they chant the Lalita Sahasranamam. The chanting by itself has a lot of energy because of the fact that it is Nada Swara. Nada and Swara together create energy. But if you know the meanings, if you also have Bhava along with the Nada and the Swara, then the energy gets to some different place. Which is why I stress so much on each word, each meaning, and I ask you to do manan on these meanings. Examine them. Imagine the form of Devi appearing slowly, verse by verse, by none other than Acharya Bhagawan Shri Shankaracharya himself. Acharya is doing this one by one. And he's doing it so beautifully, not only with the power of poetry, but with the power of presence. He's sitting there in front of her, and then he's writing. So we have to start doing that, right? So there is another also explanation here. Okay, see, she is towards the somewhere in the middle. She is Chit Chandra Mandala Sthita, right? Something there is some Chit Chandra Mandala. I'm forgetting the exact name. So when this Kundalini rises and it reaches the Agnya Chakra, it is now able to see, the energy is able to see the Sahasrara. Any step below that, it is not able to visualize or see the Sahasrara. At this time, what happens is the Sahasrara starts shedding the Amrita. Not physically. There is no physical Amrita that is coming and you are not going to become physically immortal, right? When we say it sheds the Amrita, means you start aspiring for the greater, and you start moving, because once you have tasted Amrita, you want more of it. Right? It is not, you cannot get satisfied with it, because you just want to dive into it. Because Amrita, by definition, means that which is immortal, and there is only one thing that is immortal, and that is she, Brahman. And you start experiencing her. For that experience, we need to cleanse ourselves. And therefore, there is only one thing that I talked about this yesterday also, I am saying this today also. Please intensify your japa. Please intensify your seva. Japa, seva, japa, seva, japa, seva. Nothing else works. Nothing else works. All the other meditations that we do, they become useful, they become doable only when the layers of vasanas in us have got purified. For purification of those vasanas, the only way for people like us, we have to do japa, 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 japa. Whatever is your mantra. It can be Soham, it can be Gayatri, it can be Shri Matre Namaha. It is okay. Amantram aksharo nasti. Every akshara itself is a mantra. Just take that. She is Varnamayi, isn't it? All the Varnas are nothing but her. So the mala that she wears, 51 heads. What is this 51 heads? She did not go around killing 51 people, then take a sui dhaga and then make a mala. ए फूल वाला माला बना के तो ये सब भी मुंडी लेकर आया हूं. These 51 stand for the 51 aksharas. She is clothed in sound. She is mantramayi. So in that form, when we start seeing her, when we start visualizing her, when we look at everything around us and see and feel her presence throbbing with the life force, that's when the japa starts working and we start getting cleansed. So any questions? Otherwise, we will move to Devi Kavacham, which we will finish today. So verse number 14. Yes, please go ahead.
Guruji, I had asked a query last week and I put the Ganesha Sahasranamam thing. Is it?
So I haven't had time. I didn't have time to examine that.
Sorry.
So let us quickly do the Devi Kavacham. Verse number 49. Actually, there's been a little bit of overlap in that. So I'll start with actually 48 ka last line and 49 ka first line. English or Devanagari ke andar mein there is some mix up. Anyway, Stavaram Jangamam Chaiva Kritrim Chapi Yadvisham. So here he says, Stavaram Jangamam Chaiva. I am protected from that which is not moving, that which is moving. I am protected from poison. I am protected from insects. Abhicharani sarvani mantrayantrani bhutale. People who are trying to damage me by using some mantras of abhichara. Abhichara means the black magic. Abhicharani sarvani. Whether they are using mantras and yantras on this earth, whoever is using. So there are. Do these practices exist? Yes, they exist. Can they affect you? No, they cannot affect you. Why? Because you have surrendered everything to her. Then who is going to come and do anything to you? And what is that thing, that yantra itself, whether it is a good yantra or a bad yantra, you just look at it as the form of Devi only. When Prahlad was given poison, what did he say? Oh, this is Vishnu. He drank it. He was given Amrita. Oh, this is also Vishnu. Drink it. When a snake comes, oh, this is also Vishnu. Put it on himself. It becomes a mala. It becomes a mala does not mean it physically becomes a mala. It cannot damage him because for him, Sarvam Vishnu Mayam Jagat, Sarva Devi Mayam Jagat. So therefore here he says that Abhicharani Sarvani Mantrayantrani Bhutale Bhuchara Khecharaschaiva Jalajash Chopadeshika. Bhuchara, those who walked around on the earth. Khechara, those who fly in the sky. Jalaja, those who swim in the water. Those who live outside this country. Adeshika. Sahaja, Kulaja, Mala, Dakini, Shakini, Tata. So these are all the types of demons, bhutas, pretas, that antariksha chara ghora dakinyascha mahabala. So these the dangerous dakinis and the shakinis, yoginis who are all surrounding her, they can be, these are powers. There are beautiful yogini temples. You must Google, right? There are beautiful yogini temples. These yogini temples, Chaushak Yogini ka temple hota hai, normally it is open to the sky and it will have 64 small shrines, and in the center there will be Bhairava. So there are beautiful temples. I will refer them, and I have some.
There's one near Bhubaneswar.
Correct, absolutely correct. I've forgotten the name. It is with H. It is with H.
Yes.
The name.
We just went
temple.
recently last year. Yeah, I have the picture also.
So it's a very beautiful temple. One of the best preserved yogini temples.
Animal figurines are there everywhere around.
Correct. It's not actually animals. The yoginis are of various shapes and sizes. These are all yoginis.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And these are only 64. These 64, each of them controls 1 crore of yoginis. Chatushashti koti yogini ganasevita. She is, each of these yoginis are the head of 1 crore of yoginis. But they are also very powerful. But those energies can be misused by people. And hence, we need to be able to, we should be protected. So that is why here, antariksha chara ghora dakinyascha mahabala graha bhuta pishachascha yaksha gandharva rakshasa. Right? Graha, all the bad grahas, good grahas, all the grahas, they are having their effect on you. Bhuta pishachascha yaksha gandharva rakshasa. Any of these people come. Brahma rakshasas vetala kushmanda bhairavadaya. All these. Right? Now, Gurudev used to say, why should you be punished if you are behaving, you are a very nice person, you are doing all the good things, you are doing japa and so on and so forth. Why should you get illness? Why should you get suffering? When you are getting suffering or whether you are getting good things, can you be in the state of equanimity and say, whatever I get is prasada? Whatever I get is prasada. 1. 2. We need to do a kshaya of our papa. What is papa? Papa is that which is keeping away from the merger with the final divine. How is papa kshaya happening? Papa kshaya happens when I start remembering her name. Kunti, after the war is over, there is a beautiful dialogue between her and Sri Krishna. And Kunti says that, please give me suffering. See, we all go to God, we say, please make me free from suffering. She says, please give me suffering, because it is only when I suffer that I remember your name. Otherwise, when we are happy, who is remembering? I am happy, I did this, so I got this, and so on and so forth. Not realizing that even that came only because of prasada. So hence, suffering is a tool. So therefore, when you are saying, I will not be affected by the Brahma Rakshasa, by the Vetala, by the Kushmanda, by the Bhairava, this does not mean that the Bhairava cannot come and attack you. Of course, it can come and attack you. You are not affected by that attack. It does not make any difference. You want to attack, come. You want to go and keep some money over there and go. Yakshas, right? Yaksha will come and give money. Gandharva will give me pleasant things, right? Beautiful songs, beautiful dances. Rakshasas will give me power. So when these things happen, what do? I am not affected. That is the kavach. Kavach is not, when the Rakshasa comes, I will have the bow and arrow and I will have this AK-47 and I will be able to kill it. No, that is not kavach. Kavach is the internal kavach which says you are not affected by this. Then Nashyanti darshanat tasya kavache ridi samstite. If there is the kavacha in your hridaya, which means you constantly feel the protection that you have because of Devi in all her forms surrounding you, above, below, across, everywhere. Then the moment these things come near you, if they see this, they immediately vanish. And what happens? Manonatir bhaveta rajas tejo vriddhi karam param. Even the kings of this world, they will give you a lot of man, they will give you a lot of importance, they will give you a lot of praise, right? What is here the Kavach doing? Not affecting you. Yashasa vardhate sopi kirti mandita bhutale. Your fame will be across this entire world. Japet saptashatim chandim kritva tu kavacham pura. So now he's just giving an instruction. He says, after you have read the Kavacham, please read the Saptashati. Please read the Chandi. Please read the Chandi properly. Right? He says it next in the next verse. He says, Yavad Bhumandalam Dhate Sashaila Vanakananam. So in as long as this world exists with its mountains and its forests, Tavat Tishtati Medinya, till that time in this earth, Tatatim Putra Pautriki. So you will have a long list of progeny. Progeny being meaning your effect of what you have done will last over a long period. Dehante paramam sthanam yat surerapi durlabham. Even the devas cannot get to this place. After that such a person who has been chanting the Kavacham regularly, that person, when the Deha goes, that person goes to that place which even the Devas cannot give. Prapnoti Purusho Nityam Mahamaya Prasadataha. Mahamaya, who is actually in reality non-existent in this form of this appearance of this world, she removes that curtain and you enter into her and merge. And that is why he says, Prapnoti Purusho Nityam. Nityam, once they go there, it is permanent. Mahamaya Prasadataha. Labate Paramam Rupam Shivena Samodate. You are transformed into, what is Shiva? Shiva is nothing but consciousness. You are transformed into consciousness. You are transformed into consciousness. Then we have to end this. So we say, Iti Varaha Purane Hari Hara Brahma Virachitam Devya Kavacham Sampurnam. This is from the Varaha Purana. It has been made by Hari, Hara, Brahma. The three of them sat down and made this Kavacha Virachitam Devya Kavacham Sampurnam. Om Namaschandikaye. Now, for the Navratri.
Why? What is the connection between Varaha?
No, in the Varaha Purana, this whole thing appears in the Varaha Purana. That is all. In the various Puranas, there are various descriptions. In the Varaha Purana, the whole thing, the Markandeya and the discussion between Markandeya and Brahma has happened over there. Now, during the Navratri, as a part of the sadhana, those who, if you want to do this, you can do this. Number one, first you do we have done the Kavacham, we have done the Argala, we have done the Kilakam, right? So you first think of Devi, you sit down, think of Devi, and you do the Kavacham. Then
have you done the Kilakam?
Have you done the Kilakam?
I don't think so.
Okay, fine.
We have not done the Kilakam.
Okay. So basically the process is that you first do Nyasa. So for the Nyasa, I've not taught the Nyasa, doesn't matter. You just think of Devi existing on all parts of your body. Then you do Kavacha. And now you know the meanings. So when you do the Kavacha, read it slowly. Doesn't matter. You don't have to chant it by heart. Read it slowly. Understand that each of these presence of these Devis is around on this particular part and so on and so forth. Then you do the Argala. Having done the Argala, the Kilakam, instead of doing the Kilakam, we don't have time to complete it before Navaratri. You imagine her presence in your heart. That is a Kilakam. That is enough. Imagine your presence in your heart. Then, if you can, read 1 or 2 chapters of the Devi Mahatmya. Right? If you have the time, please read the whole thing. If you don't have the time, at least read 1 chapter or 2 chapters. Right? So that the full 13 chapters gets ended on the Navami day. Every day after you finish reading, you chant the Kunjika. Right? Kunjika we have done. You do the Kunjika. So first, do the Nyasa. Right? Mentally first do Dhyana. Dhyana means you imagine her in your presence. Right? You can use any Dhyana mantra. You can use Sindura Aruna Vigraham. You can use that. You can imagine that. Use that mantra. Imagine her in your presence. Then you now do Nyasa, saying that what you are over there, now you are here. Right? In the body. Then after that, you do Kavacham. When you are here, you are protecting me also. Then you do Argala, praising. After praising, establish her in your heart. Kilakam. Having done that, open the Devi Mahatmyam and try and read. If you cannot read, you have not been taught it, doesn't matter. Put it on YouTube, go to YouTube and listen. That is also enough. listen. Right? You don't understand the meanings, doesn't matter. We will go there at some point of time. But right now, just listen. Having done that, then chant the Kunjika. Having chanted the Kunjika, always end by saying, I submit all of this to you. I submit all of this to you. All whatever I have done, Narayani yeti samarpayami. Narayani yeti samarpayami. Narayani yeti samarpayami. Right? If you know the Kayana Vacha, say that. If you don't know the Kayana Vacha, doesn't matter. Narayani eti samarpayami. Narayani ko iti samarpayami. सब कुछ मैं आप ही को दे देता हूँ.
सर इसकी मतलब ये कितनी 7 बुक्स आएंगी क्या इसकी?
7 books.
ये पूरा एक ही में आएगा, सारा कुछ एक ही बुक में आता है, कवच, अर्गला और ये सब?
5 stotrams separate they are.
Which book?
सब कुछ आपको तो भेजा हुआ है ना सब.
Everything was sent on the WhatsApp.
Yeah.
प्रिंट आउट ले लीजिए ना.
उसी में से
प्रिंट आउट ले लीजिए.
उसी का
प्रिंट
कॉपी
आउट ले
निकाल.
लीजिए.
ओके.
हाँ, प्रिंट आउट ले लीजिए. इजीएस्ट है. बाकी इधर फिर खोजते रहेंगे और फिर तरह तरह के एडिशंस होते हैं. एक एडिशन में ये मिलेगा, एक दूसरे में नहीं मिलेगा, बेकार के. सो जस्ट टेक अ प्रिंट आउट ऑफ ऑल व्हाटएवर एल्स, दैट इज गुड इनफ.
ओके सर, थैंक यू.
It's also in that what is that app? Oh,
हाँ, विज्ञानम में मिल जाएगा.
Vijnanam app has everything.
थैंक यू.
गुरुजी,
ओके. और
बट दिस इज इजी ना, कि सर ने भेजा हुआ है तो उसी को एक बार कर लेंगे. अगर कहीं किसी का कुछ मिसिंग हो रहा होगा तो प्लीज रीसेंड.
हाँ ठीक है. हाँ जी, आप कुछ पूछ रहे थे सीता जी.
मैं कह रही थी कि ये अगर आपके पास ये किताब है दुर्गा सप्तशती का, तो उसमें सब आ जाता.
So it depends. See, yeah. So it depends. Actually, it depends on the type of. No, it depends also, because what happens is that certain editions will have only, certain editions don't have all the Purvanga, Uttaranga, they don't have. They just have the 700 shlokas and they just finished. So I don't want to get into that confusion. I've sent all the shlokas. Please use that much. That is good enough. Right?
Sir, please send again a whole PDF, please.
हाँ ठीक है, भेज.
Little bit tough for you.
हाँ ठीक है, भेज देता हूँ. हाँ, भेज देता हूँ. एंड लास्टली आई थिंक आई पुट, कौन सा दिन बोला था मैंने? फ्राइडे. व्हेन आर वी गोइंग टू?
October 6th is Lalita Sahasranamam.
Lalita Sahasranamam.
No, for the chanting group I had put somewhere.
I think 5th and 6th you had said.
No, 5th and 6th is
5th. October 5th.
Are Nare Baba. Wait. I had shloka chanting group will offer on 4th at 5 p.m. Monday. Monday 5 p.m.
But 4th is a Friday.
I made some mistake then.
4th is Friday. 5th, 6th, 7th is Monday.
7th is Monday, no? So, okay, I'll change the date. It is Monday. So, on Monday at 5 p.m., Monday will be first, Prathama, Ditya, Tritiya, Chaturthi, Panchami. Perfect. Her favorite day. Panchami, we will, it is one of her names, huh? One of the names is called, she is Panchamyai Namaha. We use that name. She is Panchami. So on Panchami, on the 7th, on Monday, we will at 5 o'clock, we will do the chanting of Lalita Sahasranama, and any other Devi shlokas that you want to prepare. You can make a list. You can put it on the shloka chanting group. Whatever you want to prepare, it is your offering. So you people have to decide. तो आप लोग अपने आप में बात करके डिसाइड कर लीजिए क्या पद्धति होगी, क्या करेंगे, आप लोग डिसाइड कीजिए. ओनली वन थिंग, ललिता सहस्रनाम हैज टू बी पार्ट ऑफ इट. आफ्टर दैट व्हाटएवर एल्स यू वांट टू ऐड, बिफोर, आफ्टर, you want to do any other Devi stotras that we have learned, you can add any one of them. That is perfectly all right. What we will do is, those who can Those who can physically come here, please come. Those who cannot, I will put the video on and facing Devi. So you will see Devi while you are here, and you can chant from there, wherever you are.
Yes, this is very nice.
ठीक है, चलिए. Should we end? शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. हरि ओम.